She has a big heart, big wings, and a big commitment to restoring the magic to communities. Welcome to the Ferry Godmother Radio Show.
Hi, welcome to another episode of the Ferry Godmother Radio Show. I'm Aquanetti, your Ferry Godmother, and I'm here tonight with one of our special guests that's coming in straight from Boston. He's been with us before, and I'm so delighted to have him join us on this special event at Storm King Art Center on June 11th. Now, if you haven't heard by now, and I'm sure that you have, but if you haven't, we are going to have something really incredible for you at Storm King Art Center. It's the first time it's ever been done, so we are making history yet one more time. It's 6 bands, 6 genres, 6 sculptures, and we've got a special workshop for those who want to learn more about sound and vibration. So it's going to be a really incredible event, and so I hope that you'll join us. So for right now, let's just jump right in. I want to introduce our guest, and this is Gordon Michaels. How are you, Gordon?
I'm well, thank you.
Great. Well, we want to just, again, welcome you to the Hudson Valley. I know you've performed here a few times with us before, and we have had a really incredible experience. I mean, you just are an awesome singer. So I want you to tell us a little bit about, Gordon and your background in terms of vocals. We want to learn a little bit about, you up and close and personal.
Well, thank you, first of all, for inviting me back to the Hudson Valley. I had such a great time the first 2 times I was there. And here in Boston, I sing a lot of different genres and I do a lot of different things. I'm known mostly for gospel because I'm the creator of the House of Blues Gospel Brunch, which started here in Harvard Square, the original House of Blues, before it went traveling.
Oh, okay.
So that's my claim to fame here. I came to Boston on an opera scholarship to Boston Conservatory of Music, which I hated opera. And after 6 months, I switched to the musical theater department and got my BFA in musical theater.
Okay. All right, good.
And then I spent about 22 years on and off the road singing gospel and gospel choirs in foreign countries in Italy, Spain, Russia, Asia, and France. And then I did Broadway stuff nationally, regionally, doing Smokey Joe's Cafe, Amos B. Haven, The Civil War, and a few other musicals. And then just back and forth between cruise ships and doing jazz. I have 7 one-man cabaret shows, mostly noted for the show I wrote called Unforgettable, a tribute to Nat King Cole, which I did do there in Hudson. Actually, no, it wasn't Hudson. It was Newburgh is where I did the Nat King Cole show. And I did my oldies Broadway show, Music of Our Great Soul Brothers, at your other event place. I can't remember the city. Montgomery. Yeah, it's in Montgomery. Yeah. Outside on the baseball field, which was a great time. We had so much fun singing and dancing to the oldies. It was a great day. And so I continue to do those things. I produce cabaret shows and other artists. I manage a couple of artists. And when I'm not doing that, I design cocktails and bartend.
You design cocktails?
Yes. I create cocktails and specialty drinks for small restaurants, new restaurants, and people who just want to have a new take on their menu.
Really? So tell us about one of your most, very interesting, tell us about one of your most well-received, one of the popular ones, and what does it actually entail?
Okay, well, I have a few. One of my ones that a lot of the females like is called Pretty in Pink, and it's Prosecco with a edible hibiscus flower that's in a syrup that's sort of the flavor of raspberries and boysenberry. And so when you put the flower in the bottom of the glass and pour the Prosecco on top of it, it turns the Prosecco pink, and the flower starts to open up on the bottom. And it's just a gorgeous-looking drink in a champagne flute. And once one woman sees somebody else having it, they're like, oh, what's she got? I want that. And then and my other drink that I love to make is a little labor-intensive, but it's a really delicious, refreshing summer drink. It's called the Basal Pany, and it's muddled cucumber, fresh basil, and lime with a little bit of agave nectar, which is a sweetener, sort of like honey. Yes. But I use agave nectar in place of simple syrup because it's all natural.
Yes.
And then it's elderflower liqueur and Hendrick's gin. And it is scrumptious. It's sort of like having an alcoholic salad in a glass.
You're so silly. Oh my God, how funny! It sounds great. I'm thinking that you better patent these things because anybody listening to our show, they're probably going to want to try it. And who knows? What they'll do is they'll actually give it another name, call it the Gordon Special.
I would love that.
that would be that's great. So, but back to the music. So tell us about growing up, and were you like a child prodigy? Did you know you have this special gift, this talent of your voice? How did that happen? I mean, did you stumble across it? What?
No, I've been singing since I was 3. I started singing in Trinity Baptist Church in the North Bronx. I was in the Tiny Tots Gospel Choir. And by the time I became, just before being a teenager, I was about 8 or 9, I had won my first little talent competition. Mm-hmm. And then I was singing this song that I had heard one of the older gospel singers from the senior choir, or the gospel choir, singing. And I was in the basement practicing that same song while they were singing upstairs. And the choir director had come downstairs to go to the bathroom and heard me singing the solo and asked me if I wanted to sing the lead on Sunday with the gospel choir. Now, I'm like 8 or 9. The gospel choir is all adults. Everyone's over 25.
Right.
So I thought I was a bigwig. I'm going to be singing solo, with the gospel choir and with the adults. And when I told my mother, she was like, look at him and his little fast self going to get up there and try to sing with the adults. And the pastor couldn't believe it. And, when I finally got up there to sing, they couldn't believe, one, that I knew all the words and knew how the song went. But not only that, I was bringing it. I took it to church. Right. And then after that, I was like the next honorary member. They had moved me from the children's choir to the gospel choir. And then by the time I became 15, I was directing the young adult choir, and I was a junior deacon.
Okay.
So I grew up in the church and grew up singing, and I left my junior high school to attend the High School of Music and Arts, which I had auditioned for, which was the Fame School, and I actually was in the movie because that was my freshman year there, and I was in what was called gospel chorus. And again, I got into that accidentally. I was acting up in the morning at 0 period, waiting to go to my math class, and I was singing on the stage in the auditorium, acting out some number for one of my friends, and the vocal director came through and told me to get off the stage and stop making a fool of myself, and then she pulled me into her office and asked if I wanted to be in gospel chorus, and I was like, what is that? And she said, it's, we have an after-school program where we sing gospel, and you work with one of the senior directors. And I was like, oh, sure. Next thing I know, MGM's coming to the school and gospel chorus has 3 numbers, and we're doing the background for the movie.
Wow.
So it went from that, and then to get my scholarship, Boston Conservatory came down to Music and Arts and auditioned us there. And my audition, I auditioned a song from Fame and The Greatest Love of All, and that's how I got my scholarship to the conservatory. I would have never thought it would have been for opera, though. Never.
I mean, so one would think that you selected that, but you didn't.
I didn't. In my junior year in high school, the same vocal director, Mrs. Edith Dalval, I'll never forget her, snatched me out of gospel chorus and told me that, there are other things that I need to do and that I can do more than just sing gospel and that I should branch out and do other things. So she put me in opera workshop, which I hated, but I was good at it as long as it was in English.
Right.
Once we changed languages, it became a whole other thing. And so when I came here on my scholarship, I was fine. In my very first semester, we did Italian, which I'm not a linguist, which is why I don't enjoy singing opera. But I took Italian in junior high school and the beginning of high school, so Italian was fine. But when they told me in college that my second semester was going to be German, I was like, no. I'm not going to lose my scholarship to German, because if I fall under a B+ average,
right,
you lose your scholarship.
Right.
And I knew I was not going to get a B singing German. It just wasn't going to happen. So it's a very guttural language that I don't sing well in.
Right. Oh, that's hysterical. Well, I'll tell you, the English language that you do sing in is simply great. I mean, it's just wonderful. You really do have I'm going to say, a soulful, full voice. And, we've enjoyed it a number of times, and I look forward to us enjoying it even more. So you're going to be doing the oldies set.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you're going to have, maybe some Motown stuff in there?
Yeah, there'll be some Motown, some Drifters, some Contours, some Sam Cooke. I'm definitely working on the 50s and 60s.
Okay.
Motown has a lot of groups and a lot of girl groups, and so I don't do a lot of those. But I'll definitely be doing, some old Stevie, some Frankie Lyman, Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, these Four Tops. I'm going to be hitting on all those oldies but goodies that everybody loves.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, we are definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be a great, great event. We've got a lot of buzz happening already here. People are really excited about the fact that there's going to be, 6 different groups that they can sort of stage hop, around. It's never been done here before, so there's a lot of buzz that's flying around with this right now. So,
it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And I just want to know what wonderful sculpture is going to be near the stage that I'm singing near.
Well, actually, I have no idea. They actually, the Storm King Art Center, they selected all of the sculptures, and the selection was based more on logistics of where they were located. They wanted them all to be within eyesight, so you could stand at one stage and literally look and see the next stage. So that was important, but probably more so important was the fact that we wanted to make sure that the stage would be on a bed of rocks so that you could have a nice, comfortable, secure place for people to stand and rest. Because Storm King is 500 acres. It's massive. And
yes, I've done my homework, and I've looked up their stuff and all the things that they've done, and I'm just so excited to be a part of this. And, I just want a colorful statue. I just, when people take pictures, I want them to say, oh, look at him. He was great. And look at that beautiful, colorful statue.
Well, don't worry. All the statues at Storm King are absolutely gorgeous. And so don't worry. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'm sure.
I'm sure I will. I have never done anything with you that hasn't been just wonderful.
Well, thank you so much. So, all right. So, I think what we're going to do, we're going to wrap it up. I usually do a 30-minute show, but I want to kind of keep these short so that we want people to, want people to learn more. And if they want to really learn something specific, they can come to the show, and I'm sure you'll be more than happy to answer all their little questions as you sign their autographs. How about that?
I sure will.
I know you will. All right, Gordon. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much. If anybody wants to find out more about you, they can actually go to my website, and on the page for this event, there's a link to your site, which is GordonMichaels.com. But
yes,
we actually have a link there connected to you, so people can actually find out more if they want. Okay.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, we look forward to seeing you real soon.
You will see me on June 11th.
June 11th. Take care. Thank you.
Have a wonderful day. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us. We can't wait to see you next time right here on the Ferry Godmother Radio Show, where we are restoring the magic to life and play.